And here's the news.
Oh, thanks, Clark.
Did you know Wonder Woman 1984 is everywhere, this Friday?
Everywhere.
This
Oh,
Friday.
this Friday.
Everywhere.
Great way to spend the holidays, I suppose. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes. I am your host, Alec Barber, but before we get into the minutes for today, I would like to remind you all that this episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes is sponsored by the $10,000 Haydenfilms 1.0 screenwriting competition, which is hosted on filmfreeway.com. Now, if you're a potential screenwriter and you're looking to get your content out there and you'd like to get a little cash prize in the process, be sure to click the link in the description below and check out our 1.0 screenwriting competition. And if you'd like to check out our previous Haydenfilms Minutes, you be sure to click that fancy schmancy button in the top right corner to check out our previous articles and more insights regarding the minutes. And if you like the content that we develop here at the Haydenfilms Institute, be sure to like and subscribe with the button down below. Now, on to the news. Our first article comes from Forbes.com. How blockchain can provide transparent and efficient supply chain management. Wow. Today's supply chain process is a very complex, non-transparent, costly, and inefficient due to many intermediaries involved in a process to take a product from a source to a merchant. This is the opening sentences of this article from Forbes.com in its article in-depth analysis on the new formatting wave of blockchain and its transactions and how it will shape the future of business transactions. It goes on to say that blockchain is a distributed ledger technology that promises a decentralized, peer-to-peer system bypassing all intermediaries or keeping them honest, resulting in not only reducing time and costs, but also offering a better customer experience. Now, blockchain has a huge history involved with the early days of the internet itself and even the early 2000s, as first blockchain network was first developed using Bitcoin formatting. The first blocks were open ledgers for how the cryptocurrency would operate and how people can see the transactions of where the crypto coin is going between people on the small peer-to-peer network, which obviously grew dramatically in size and shares on the stock market over time and now in 2020. So it's no secret that people are looking now for a more transparent process in regards to how their product is getting from checkpoint A to checkpoint B and where their money is going and seeing if their money can even be retracted without relying on third-party sources such as banking and other financial institutions. I think this is a step in the right direction when we're talking about the economy and online e-commerce transactions in general, because the issue has been over many, many years with e-commerce vendors and stuff like that is a lack of transparency and seeing if the product you're getting is 110% honest. How many times have you had a experience on, say, eBay or Craigslist or some other e-commerce hosting app where somebody promises to give you something like, say, a brand new camera or a nice suit or Gucci loafers from the 70s, and all you got was actually Crocs from 2003? This is the issue with third-party vendoring because there is no guarantee that you will get your money back for this product. And it's not like you're going to be able to send it back to the person because they'll just simply rehash that product and use it to get more money from other people. And there's also the risk of double spending and fraud with credit cards. So blockchain is formatting itself in a transactional logbook so everybody can see exactly where your money is going and exactly the product that is coming to you, and with, of course, the help of retraction and getting the network on your side. Now, I wonder, could blockchain be applicable for other applications other than e-commerce? Could it be, say, used for video hosting, movie transactions? I'd like to know your feedback in the comments below. And here's the question of the day for you. What do you think is a more applicable, or what kind of variety is an applicable use for blockchain? And if you don't know what blockchain is, would you like to know more about it, and would you like to use it in potential future business transactions? I would like to see your responses in the comments below as we move on to our next article. Our next article comes from Engadget.com. YouTube tested a way to sync downloads across devices. According to this article, YouTube has tested a way to sync downloads across devices. The somewhat obscure feature was first cited in 2018. Yep, one of the most notable YouTube premium features is the ability to download basically any video for offline playback, according to a phone and tablet device. But the new feature was apparently live on both stable and beta versions of YouTube's Android app, but Android Police was unable to actually make it work. That's odd, but let's go a little more in depth on what this article is discussing when it's saying it's not working. It supposedly says in the settings menu that a cross-device offline settings button would show a pop-up asking which device you want to sync, as well as a toggle that would allow downloading onto the device. But between the two phones that were specifically Android software that they tested, it seems that it did not occur on the Android apps. But the YouTube feature has been hosted since 2018, so we're seeing a little bit of slow development progress on YouTube's end according to Android devices. Now, I'm going to give it the benefit of doubt saying there's a multitude of Android devices out there, from Alcatel to Samsung and many, many others. So it could have been a specific device format that wasn't simply working with the YouTube app. But seeing how it's been in development for 2 years, I don't see how this could have possibly been an issue. Now, I'm not sure what is happening in regards to any iPhone or Apple products for that matter, but this article does not go into that. But if you'd like to learn more about what's going on in this article, you can check it out and engage with Engadget.com. Stop laughing. Stop it. And our last article for today, ladies and gentlemen, comes from the Science Times. Mars Sample Return Program enters Phase Alpha. According to this article, things have been improving slowly for NASA and European Space Agency's Mars Sample Selection Project. The two organizations have been progressing to the next step of the mission following last month's independent assessment acceptance for preparedness. NASA has approved a Mars Sample Return Initiative for advancement for Phase Alpha, including planning to get the sample back from the red planet. Now, this article goes in depth on the Phase Alpha development and what specific plan of actions that NASA could or couldn't possibly take to get some of the Mars material back from the red planet to our little blue planet we call planet Earth. Now, this is a big progression in space technology and researching what the other planets contain. Mars is obviously a carbonized planet, very similar to Earth in structure, matter, material, and of course similar size as well. In fact, people have been predicting about perhaps in the future humans terraforming Mars in case the Earth runs out of natural resources to provide humanity. So getting this material back to Earth is absolutely essential for testing and seeing if it's actually habitable, or even if we can grow vegetation or can host hydration such as hydrogen to oxygen, water, on the planet of Mars, and also testing the dramatic temperature differences. Now, of course, all these things have been predicted and preset in preliminary research when sending some of the first Mars rovers back in the 80s and the 90s to collect space rocks for analysis via camera satellite technology. Now, bringing it physically back to Earth, we can get a more hands-on approach into the development and perhaps progressing towards forming a new colonial society on the red planet. And this is just amazing progress for not only humanity but for science as well in figuring out how exactly our universe works and how we as humans are placed in it. And I think there's no better way to conclude the minutes for today, ladies and gentlemen. We have talked about a lot of different topics from blockchain all the way to bringing Mars material back to Earth. And we love discussing these articles and going more in depth on these articles that we present to you here at the Hayden Films Minutes. And if you like the content that we develop here at the Hayden Films Institute, be sure to give us a like and a subscribe so you can keep up with our content and also boost us up on the algorithm. It not only helps us as workers, but also helps our student interns as well, developing and learning and honing their craft in the world of media production. Once again, this is Alec Barber from the Hayden Films Minutes, wishing you all to stay healthy, stay informed, and stay safe.